Okay, man, they say brother Terrion Arnold's done for the season. He's going to have the shoulder surgery. I seen Kirby Joseph back practicing, getting right. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Terrion, he's been injured off and on since he got drafted here. Him and Rackstraw got drafted back-to-back picks. Rackstraw hasn't even barely touched the regular season field, last season and got injured, and came back this season and got injured. So he basically redshirted 2 seasons. Terrion Arnold been injured his whole career. And it's like Brad Holmes just got the magic touch when it comes to, drafting guys who can't stay healthy. Because obviously I don't think it's a cheap thing. It's a budget thing when you draft guys. You draft them in that position, that's what for the most part you're going to pay them. But Terrion has been like Mr. Glass as well, too. 2 corners going into year 3 who probably should be your starting corners where you don't have to pay a DJ Reed. You understand renting a Carlton Davis, whatever, I think that was his name from the Bucks, who did really, really well here until he got hurt. I get it, drafting him, getting him for a year and then handing it over to your 2 cornerbacks and keeping them meek just in case something go wrong. But them not staying healthy made them have to spend money on DJ Reed, which that could have been money going to a pass rusher, but now they got a decision to make. But back to Terrion, you feel bad for him because he's a very likable guy. He's a very likable guy. When he plays well, he got a bad rap with the holding and all that type of stuff. Oh, he's holding and he's doing this and he's doing that. I mean, I feel like he was going to eventually learn not to hold. I think in college you could be a lot more physical. Than in the pros playing cornerback. In the pros, it's all gambling. They all want as much points scored and offense, and they think all that's gonna bring, a bunch of viewership to the table, that people want points and let's outlaw defense and this, that, and the third. And I hear you. So you come in the league, you can't be as aggressive as you was with the receivers in college. It's a different game, damn near a different game. But ultimately, he got a bad rap. People start putting the Okudah jacket on him, which was unfair. Okudah just didn't have the athleticism to keep up. Terrion's right there. It's just that, he's just being a little bit too physical with the with the receivers. He's right there to make plays, mirroring guys, following guys in coverage when they need to, tackling when he need to, but ultimately durability. That's the reason why the Lions didn't win the Super Bowl last year, didn't win the Super Bowl versus San Francisco. It continues to be injuries. Whether they need to make adjustments to their draft class or in other area facets of the team, that's what it boils down to. It's injuries. It's injuries. It is injuries. Unfortunately, that's what it is. So, but one has to wonder, do you go ahead and you let Terrion and Ennis Rackstraw go? You retain Amik Roberts and try to go another direction with a young corner from somewhere else or somewhere other place in the draft? I mean, that's a question. A lot of these guys, they had replacements in place. For Carlton Davis, they had replacements in place. Rackstraw and Terrion Arnold, and for me, they had replacements in place. Taylor Decker, they felt good about Manu Giovanni. It didn't work. Graham Glasgow and what's the brother name? Kevin Seifert, they felt good about Christian Mahogany. They felt good about Christian Mahogany. They felt good about, Tay Rallis kicking the center, which I don't still feel bad about. But eventually, a lot of those things, even Miles Frazier is being part of the plan. He ain't been able to stay healthy. So wow. It's wild. But now you ask yourself, you know, should they keep these guys? That's the $1 million question. Should they keep them? Should they keep them in the fold? Or is it time to move on? I get it. I think they going into their 3rd season next season. So realistically, you got them under 5 years, and then you can tag them. So that's you got to ask yourself: do you keep them in the fold, or are you prepared to move on and get more durability? But you know what Brad Holmes about? He picked them. Anybody, them my children, them my kids, they will figure it out. They will figure it out. They will figure it out. That's his belief. That's his belief. But, you know, most people are just going to be frustrated, be emotional about it, get rid of them. I'm tired. Yeah, you can't, you know, I heard Rackstraw had a major season-ending injury in college. I get it. I'm frustrated too. But partially why the Lions haven't won it, I think a large, more than anything, it's been injuries. That's been a large reason why they haven't won it. It's been injuries. However you want to cut the cake, it's been injuries. That's been a large share about it. So, who knows what they do and what the financial implications of it will be. But I bet a pretty penny if they both have season injuries next year, it's time to move on. Fuck that 5th-year option. And it's something that they have to self-survey as far as what can we do better, you know, to make, you know, to keep our players fresh and durable. Because this has been a thing that's kind of been going on since Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell got here. You can't be a fast, physical, gritty football team with no durability, and it's costing you durability. Nobody team is dropping like flies, especially on the top level, the upper echelon level of the NFL, like the Detroit Lions. And there seem to be no adjustments being made. So now, with a lot of success, you know, even the reason they didn't even rise faster in the NFL ranks, the reason they didn't rise faster was because of injuries. It was because of injuries. That's why. It was because of injuries. So at some point, you know, you start talking about it. When are they going to put a premium on durability? Whether that's picking players, whether that's maintenance players, you know, how they had other habits and stuff. It's crazy. It wasn't an anomaly last year. People were trying to say, oh, you know, no, it wasn't an anomaly. It had all them players. That has been a constant. That has been a constant since they've been in Detroit. That's one thing that you can count on. Is that the Detroit Lions are going to have a bunch of injuries even right after the draft. That's one thing you can count on. They're going to have a lot of injuries right out of the draft. You can bank on it. You can bank on it. But, you know, so be it, man. Terrion season over with. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine, everything inside the link tree. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.